What's going on today? I hope you're having a very blessed day today. I'm your host, Zach Shoemaker, and today is an episode you're not going to miss. As you can hear from three of Hoophall's biggest stars, and DaRon Holmes, Yuuki Okubo, and John Hart. And I promise you there's so many more great episodes that you're not going to miss, so make sure to go and subscribe to this podcast, and head over to Instagram and Twitter and follow me at Zach Shoemaker to stay up to date on all future SchuZ Views episodes. But with that being said, I think we're going to hop right on in, so let's get started. I'm blessed to be able to kick off this episode with the number 26 overall player in the class of 2021. The four-star recruit also found himself currently ranked in as the number 9 overall power forward and the number 2 overall player in all of Arizona. He's a star player at Millennium High School, which is the number 53 overall team in all the country. And he was a star player in AZ Select this past summer. He's already received offers from the likes of Virginia, Marquette, Arizona, and Kansas, and was one of the star players at the Team USA camp. He also is one of the star players of the Hoophall West event, in which he put in 20 points, 11 rebounds, and a great game against Sierra Canyon in Hoophall West Game 18. You guys have already been able to hear from me before. And with that being said, I'm excited to be able to welcome on now DaRon Holmes. What's going on today, bro?
How you doing, man?
Pretty good. So, let's jump right in it. So, since the last time you've been on here, you've obviously gone through a lot. You've been able to go to Team USA. You've had tons of offers come in. You're able to go play Sierra Canyon because they're one of the top teams. Your ranking's gone up. Let's just start off right with Hoophall. What was the experience like going against Sierra Canyon on ESPN?
It was really good, honestly. Tough team, tough players, We were all looking forward to that game. So, when we got to play them, it was like a great learning experience for us.
Without a doubt. Definitely when you guys look at it, obviously they're a national powerhouse team with multiple high-level players, and you guys are just really just a local team, not having players come from all over the country. So being able to come and only lose by 10 points is a huge testament to you guys.
Yes, sir. You're right. I agree with you. I think we gave it a great shot,
Without a doubt. One thing that obviously for you in the past 6 months or so, you really started to blow up, and that really was one of the first times you could play in front of ESPN and really put on a show and allow people to see that you can play at a high level, you can play amongst some of the best players in the country. So talk about what that was like and starting to get that recognition now.
It's pretty good, The biggest thing is just staying with the process, though, I'm glad that I get a lot of recognition now than I used to, but it's really big that I keep up what I've been doing and just trust the process,
Absolutely. And obviously it's not just a one-man show. There was many guys that helped step up in that big-time game, and one of the guys is one of your dynamic duo guys in Justus Jackson. So talk about what that's been like, seeing him continue to grow now into the player he's becoming, be able to carry himself too and step up and hit big-time shots throughout the course of the game.
It was huge, honestly, He's really on offense. He's such a threat. So in order to have him, we really generate our offense through him. He really helps out such big time.
Without a doubt. And now that wasn't really the only first big team you really were able to play against. Just the past weekend before that, you were able to go against guys like Walker Kessler. You were able to play a lot of top players out in that tournament. So talk about what that experience was like.
Walker Kessler was really difficult to play against. He's a footer who's quick off his feet. To play against these big time players it's a great opportunity because everybody's different in how they play, so you get to learn how different players play and stuff. So that's what I think is big count about that.
Like you said, for you guys to be able to go out and play against big-time players like Walker Kessler, obviously like Sierra Canyon and many other guys you guys have been able to play against is a huge thing that, honestly, in a lot of people's opinion, that's almost having the prep feeling in terms of you guys get to go travel. You guys get to play against top players and compete against high-level competition. That's really a huge benefit where you still get to live the high school experience in Arizona, but you still get to play against some of the top players across the country.
That's true. I agree with that.
And so talk about really what has it been like and really what have you changed a part of your game to be able to start taking it to the next level? Has it been different workouts, different parts to your game you've added on to where you've been able to see yourself now rise to becoming one of the top players in your class?
Really, I just keep trying to work on, what I need to. Watch them and see what I mess up on in the games, and then I try to work on it in the lab. I got to get in the weight room, definitely keep working on my shot, and my handle, making sure I can find teammates real well, and just making sure that I work on the things that are really necessary.
Without doubt. And then obviously another big thing that you've been able to accumulate since the last time we talked to me. Last time you came on here, you just received your Kansas offer, and that was a huge deal, I know, to you. But since then, you were able to go on a visit out there. You've been able to pick up many offers, including going on many other visits to places like Virginia, Marquette, Kansas, and Arizona. Talk about what that experience has been like, receiving more and more offers and starting your visit process.
The visits are great. You get to see how like colleges do their thing, and that's huge because um, I'm I'm glad I get to see where I think I would fit, and that's the great part I think about it. It's the schools that do offer me, I'm really blessed to receive them. But at the end of the day, like it's really good to go and visit and see how everything works out for each school.
Without a doubt. And so let's kind of talk about some of the schools you have gone and visited so far. Let's kind of start with your official visits. Obviously, you've now gone to Virginia and Marquette as your official visits. What were those two schools like, and what really stands out about those schools?
At Marquette, what stood out, I would say, is the fact that they um, have a lot of money spent on their athletes. The athletes are really highly respected. They play in the Milwaukee Bucks arena. The players are all really nice and cool. I got to hang out with them, which I think was great. Coaching staff is amazing, and everything that they do, I think is really, really cool at Marquette. And then
Hmm.
Virginia, you can tell that they're a next level team that wants to win. They win championships. You can tell right as you walk into the gym, like that's a championship type of team. They do everything right, basically. Have really great role players. Every single one of their players, like they know their role, they do their role, they star in it. So that's a huge thing about Virginia. I think that's great.
Absolutely. Let's kind of talk about Marquette a little bit more. So one person, obviously, we know that there's not a lot of star Arizona players. It's really starting to develop into that now. Obviously, seeing guys like Marvin Bagley, like Brandon Clark, but another one of the big Arizona stars is Marcus Howard, and obviously he's out at Marquette. So talk about what that's like, seeing an Arizona player that's now become one of the faces of college basketball, and really how is your guys' relationship, and how was being able to be around him at that when you guys went on the visit?
Relationship is great because his character is insane. He's really, really friendly to everybody. Great basketball player. Off the court, I would say he's just an amazing person. He's going to go really far in life, whether it's basketball or not. I think that he can make it to the NBA, and he already knows that he will. But he's just a great player, I think.
Hmm. And speaking a little bit more about that, I mean, like you said, I think that's something that really separates you as a person, first of all. I mean, knowing that we know you can play, that's quite obvious. I mean, the numbers you put up, the way you play is a huge thing. But I think that separates you and from so many other players, the fact of what you can do off the court and really just your leadership and being able to be a great high character person. Talk about how that really was established in you and really where that came from.
It just came from growing up and just learning and making sure I do the right things. It's really important that you have great character off the court because you never know who's watching you, and people are always going to judge, but you got to make sure that you just have a great character.
Hmm. Without a doubt. And then also just talking about that, obviously now being one of the star players in Arizona, one of the top players, if not the best player in all of AIA for sure. What is it like having that kind of build up pressure in a way of being the face of the state, and really what's it like being that and having that role in the state of Arizona?
It's actually like it's really nice. I always know there's going to be a target on my back, and I always look to see who I can try to compete with, and I always think there's still a lot of players out there that I really want to try to go after and get better, and just keep developing. And all I can control is what I do next. So that's a huge thing I think is just making sure that I stick with the process and keep working and go after these other players too.
No doubt. Is there maybe one player specific that you're trying to target to maybe try surpassing, rather be in Arizona or in the country as a whole?
Everybody that I think's above me, I'll just go after. Just because I want to get better. Whether it's somebody really, really big time or whether it's somebody right above me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And then, like we talked about earlier, I mean, you have been able to go play against many top players, and you've yet to really have a down performance against one of the top players. But just in state, we have been able to see stuff, not in the regular season, but obviously we saw a couple of times in preseason matchups against one of the star players in Arizona and Osa. How about what your guys' relationship is, and really what it's like playing against him when you guys are able to go head to head?
Our relationship's pretty good. Good actually. We're really good friends. We're really close. I talk a lot of smack to him just to get him mad. But other than that, the preseason matchup was great, I think. Um, I didn't come in that game like I should have. I was underestimating them, and I shouldn't have done that, but I learned. So my coach told me to pick it up, so I just started picking it up. But he's still a great player. I'd love to play him again.
Without a doubt. And I think that's another special thing because you see some of these guys that I think coming into the season, there was a lot of question marks, knowing that there's no more Nico, knowing there's no more Jalen and Javon out of Shadow. There really was a lot of questions of who will step up and take that role. And now we've seen that there really has been a couple of guys that's really emerged being the space of Arizona. And obviously, that's both Deshaun and obviously Osa and Desert Vista, but of course you and Ty Ty as well and guys like that. So talk about what has been like seeing a lot of guys start to rise up and take that role of being star players in the state of Arizona now.
I think they're doing great with what they're doing, taking that role. They just have to keep making sure that they're doing the right thing on and off the court, and just keep sticking with the process and making sure that they all understand that they have things that they could lose, and just keep working hard.
Without a doubt. So is there anyone maybe you've created a really great friendship, rather it be in the state or outside the state, that you really have talked about possibly teaming up with in college?
I would say like all my teammates, basically, coaching staff, anybody. I'm friendly, so I'm cool with a lot of people.
Absolutely. And I know one guy, you have Afton Reed, he was on here before and he talked about your guys' relationship, but talk about what it was like and really what went your guys' decision to go and do the official visit out there with Virginia.
Afton is a really, really solid player from what I've seen and what I've heard. He's just a great person. His character off the court is really great as well. He's really humble, which I think is going to lead him to, really great things. And I think he has a bright future. And going to Virginia with him was great. Honestly, we had a great time. We learned, and we could see a lot about that school that we liked.
Mm-hmm. That's big time. I know you talked about it earlier, just the fact of what Virginia is, obviously going in every year with obviously the hopes and expectations to be one of the contenders, if not the contender to win the championship. But talk about what that would be like, possibly going in and knowing that they have a more of a system play and being able to go and kind of fit in your role and be able to excel in that role and develop into the player that obviously they develop players into becoming today.
I think that would be great. I would just listen to what they had to say, and listen to what they think that they would see me doing, and then if I agree, then that's how it is. I think that's what would be great about that school, is that they do develop players extremely well, and I think that's huge about them, like you said.
No doubt. And so now when you look at your track record, obviously you still have another year of high school after this season, and then obviously going to college, and obviously we all know it's in God's hands at the end of the day. But for you, we know that the expectations and the goal for you is obviously you want to play in the NBA at some point. So really, where do you see that track record going in terms of how do you want to approach college with that, and what do you want to add to your game to be able to get you to that point eventually?
I just keep living in the moment. Whatever happens, happens. I never know how long I'll play in college. I might be there for 2 years. I might be there all 4 years. But the biggest thing is just making sure I get my education and just live life, and have fun, have a good time in college. But if I do make it to the NBA, that would be great. Not only for me, but also for my family. That's a big goal. That would be really nice.
Without a doubt, I think you nailed it right there because, like you said, I mean, obviously God has a special path and really something special for everyone in the world. But for you, for now and for the foreseeable future will be basketball. So just being able to live in the moment and enjoy what he has in store for you at the time is just a huge thing to be able to embrace.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously another big thing, like we talked about earlier, was being able to go on your unofficial visit to Kansas. What was that like, being able to go talk to Coach Self, be able to talk to the coaching staff and really see what it was like at Kansas University?
KU was really great. Even though I didn't get to meet that many of the players, the campus was really nice. Bill Self is a great coach. He's a busy man, and he really, really focuses, and he wants to win every game, and that's a big thing about him.
No doubt. So I know, obviously, we talked about before that Kansas obviously does have an appeal to you based on your family history, being from around there. But talk about really what it would be like being able to potentially someday represent where your family's from.
That would be pretty cool, honestly. That would be really nice because all my family went there for college, so that was really nice.
Absolutely. And then another place you could be able to represent would be your hometown, Arizona. So talk about what that would potentially be like and what that unofficial visit was like.
Both schools, Arizona and ASU, those two schools I love visiting every time I do go down there because it feels like home, like you said, and they're both great places, both really great places, and I really love those two schools. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie.
Absolutely. And so now, for now on, where do you see your visits coming? Is there any other visits you have currently planned, or are you going to wait till after the season? What does that look like?
I'll probably wait until after the season, but I don't know for sure.
No doubt. And so then another big opportunity you were able to get before the season was being able to go to Team USA camp. So how'd that originally happen? How'd you get the invitation? How'd that go down?
Team USA camp was great. Phil Beckner, he got me the invitation to go there. He put in a good word for me, and I'm glad he did. I got to go there, and just great, solid athletes, solid players. Everybody there was good at something, and that's what you can definitely see out of each and every one of those players, and I just enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Without doubt. And obviously, talking to some of the people that were there, a lot of people knew that you were one of the new guys there, that you didn't really have a lot of experience. Not a lot of people knew who you were coming into that event, but you were able to leave the place really making a big mark and impact on so many of the people that were out there, rather that be recruiters, coaches, whatever it may be. Just seeing, once again, obviously being a high character guy, but you were able to play amongst the best players. Talk about what it was like getting the opportunity to finally show people, really for the first time, on a national stage with that, and really what you can bring to the table.
What I did show out there, I would say is, I just listened to what, the coaches said, and I did what I was supposed to do, and I did my role out there, and, next thing you know, start getting, like you said, recognition out there, which I think is personally great. I just keep trying to work hard and do whatever I can, whether it's, getting offensive rebounds, running the lanes, creating, and then just being a great teammate. And that's what I really liked it out there. That's what I think I did pretty well out there.
Absolutely. Were there any guys that you really started to create a great connection with or bond out there?
Efton Reed and Hunter Salas.
For sure. I mean, obviously, just creating more and more connections, because like you said, I mean, the basketball world is a small community, but it's something that you know that you're able to build relationships with that will last from here on out, which is just awesome to see.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Mm-hmm. And then looking forward to Team USA stuff, really, have you heard back from them? Will you be able to go back to another camp, or really what's that looking for in the future of you possibly playing at Team USA?
Yeah, I would definitely love to go back to another camp. I don't know if they sent out invites again yet, but I would definitely love it. But it was still a great experience.
Without a doubt. And then obviously it's still a little bit away, and there's a lot of rumors about where you potentially could be playing club with. But really, at this point in time, where are some of the options that you're looking at? What's really your club scenario possibly going to look like for the summer?
I don't even know yet, honestly. For right now, I'm still with Powerhouse Hoops, but my dad takes control of everything, so I don't even know what's going on, honestly, with club.
No doubt. And then another big thing that a lot of people are starting to see is obviously your little brother. He dropped 31 points a couple of days ago. Talk about what it's like seeing him start to develop and come to his own as well.
I think he'll be a great player. There's some things he has to work on, but I think he's going to be a really good player.
Mm-hmm. Without a doubt. And before I let you go, I was like wrapping up with a couple of questions. The first one obviously being, who would you say in your life has been your biggest role model?
My biggest role model, honestly, there's a lot. I have a good amount of role models. I just learn from a lot of different people, but when when I look at myself, and ask myself questions and accomplish my own goals, I think I've really inspired myself, to just keep doing better.
Without a doubt. And my final question I was like wrapping up with is, how would you say God's helped get you to the point you're at today?
God's helped me a lot because I swear I can hear his voice sometimes, but he's just been there for me. He's like telling me, guiding me throughout the way where I need to go and what I need to do, and making sure I do the right things and stay a great person.
Mm-hmm. Without a doubt. I mean, obviously having God's a huge thing because, like you said, I mean, being able to come out from being just coming out of this place and being able to become a star player and being able to rise to the stage where you are is obviously a huge testament to obviously your work, but behind it's obviously God's hand, and being able to have him be there alongside you through many temptations that could come your way throughout the rest of your career and your life. I mean, that's just a huge thing to know you can count on him to be there forever.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
You're right about that.
No doubt. And just one more thing I wanted to hit up to is just talking about some of the players in Arizona too. I mean, obviously there's guys like Marvin Bagley, there's guys like Brandon Clark, but really, where do you see those guys, and possibly where do you see yourself possibly falling in line alongside those guys, and have any of those guys possibly had contact with you, and if so, how have they impacted you?
None of them probably, none of them really probably even know me, but
Mm-hmm.
I think that they are great players, and what they've done and what they've accomplished is great. I just hope I do really good, and just keep winning, and I hope that locally around Goodyear that I can have success and help out the West Valley a little bit, get our basketball more recognized, and I hope our team can help out actually in all the schools, and all the coaches um, can help out, and we just keep thriving together, and we that's all I can wish for, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Without a doubt, that's the huge thing. Obviously, you know that you have my support. And obviously, West Valley, obviously, the entire state of Arizona will always be supporting you, man. So keep doing your thing. And I can't wait to see what you got in store for us the rest of the season, and obviously from here on out.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it a lot, Zach.
No problem, bro. God bless.
God bless, man.
I'm excited now to be joined by one of the star players not only in California, but the entire country. Standing at 5'9", he's been able to prove many doubters wrong, where he's now being able to be claimed the title of a state champion while he was leading Crossroads. He also was one of the stars for U-Ball Undefeated this past summer in AAU. And he was a Hoophall Game 14 MVP, where he put up 15 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, and 4 steals, where he led Crossroads to a 2-0 record throughout the span of Hoophall West. With that being said, I'm excited to welcome on Yuuki Okubo. What's happening, my guy?
What's good? How are you doing?
Pretty good. So, let's jump right in. You guys just got back from Arizona. You guys were able to go 2-0. Talk about your performance and what the games were like.
The games are really fun. Both of them, like you said, we were really successful. We won both, and it was just a great experience. It was actually my second time going there, so I knew what to expect, but it was really fun, and I really enjoyed it.
Without a doubt. Obviously everyone knows Hoophall as being really one of the most prestigious really camps things you can do as a high school player, and obviously it's right up there alongside Geico, alongside other events. So talk about what it was like being able to play at really a very big time event in high school basketball.
It was great. There was a lot of media, a lot of coaches, a lot of people were there, and like you said, yeah, Hoop Hall is such a big event, and to be able to participate and play and get 2 big W's, it was really great.
Without a doubt. And as for you, obviously this was a different experience because you last year obviously went out there. You had guys like Shaqir O'Neal on your guys' team a couple years ago. But talk about really what it has been like developing now into becoming the player that you're kind of the lead guy now, you and a couple other guys. But talk about really what it's been like transitioning throughout your time at Crossroads.
Earlier, a couple years ago, yeah, when we were there with Sharif, I wasn't really one of the main guys. I just kind of ran the plays, make sure everyone distributed the ball, make sure I ran the team. But now it's just me and a couple other guys. We're it's our team now basically. So the leadership has changed. We had to really step up and become leaders and lead our team. And yeah, I've really enjoyed being that guy. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
Without a doubt. And then kind of talk about what it's been like now, obviously come last year's comparison from Hoop Hall now to this year.
It's really there. Besides the crowd, it was basically the same. Well, 2 years ago when we did go, we were 1-1, and now we won. This year we won both, so it's always great. But other than that, nothing's really changed. It was still a great experience. Yeah.
No doubt. And obviously Hoop Hall is really one of the very first things you guys start doing this season. But talk about now heading back and playing in California, playing in your guys' season. Talk about what it's going to be like looking out from here on out now.
So before Hoop Hall, we kind of had a slow start to the season, and we really picked it up in Arizona. And now we're just kind of looking to keep that same pace, not too high, not too low. But I'm excited. We should have a pretty good season, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
No doubt. So really, what do you see your guys' expectations are for this season?
To get a ring, that's everybody's goal, and win CIF state. Just win as many as I can, just have fun, and that's my goal for this season.
No doubt. And kind of talk about some of the other guys around you, some of the other core pieces really going to help lead you and really start stepping up to become really the face of this team this year.
Oh yeah, we have a really great team. Miles, the other game MVP, he's really helped us a lot. We got two great big men, Henry Ajasa and Brendan Terry, which will really help us out. And my backcourt partner TJ, he's really good and he helps our team out a lot. And I think we should be really good this season.
Without a doubt. And now a lot of people obviously look at California, and there's really a countless amount of teams that are loaded with talent this year. I mean, obviously we see the top of the guys like Sierra King, like some of the big media attention grabbers, but there's so many teams that are just really elite players that have a lot of D1 talent on the roster. So talk about really what you see in California and how it's going to start shaping out with all the talent in California this year.
California, I think, probably the best basketball in the United States. And yeah, like you said, there's a lot of top tier teams in California, and it's just not being able to play and compete against all of them, because we're never shying away from any games, and we want to play everybody. So having this top tier competition is really great for us. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then another thing obviously has been big, especially in California, is seeing guys transfer around. I mean, it's really been throughout the country. We see top guys transferring all over the place. But talk about really what it's been like seeing how all these new rosters have really formed, adding some of these talents from both in-state and out-of-state.
Transfer is really interesting because, like teaming up with guys and just seeing a new team every time it's not weird, but like it's like a new look every time. And I mean, I stayed at Crossroads all 4 years, but yeah, I think it's really cool and interesting.
Without a doubt. And so obviously one of the guys that has transferred also was Shaqir O'Neal. Talk about what that move was like and kind of how that came to you guys and how you guys adapted with it.
I think we adapted really well, but he was a big piece of our team. He could really shoot the ball and stretch the floor, but I know he's doing really well in Atlanta. And the adapting part, we have had a lot of guys step up to fill his position, so we will be good. But yeah, he was a big part, and we hope for the best.
Without a doubt. And now as for you, obviously you have still a future, but a lot of people have always said that maybe the biggest reason why you haven't been a highly recruited prospect in terms of getting big-time offers has been because of your height. But I think statistically you've obviously proved that you can still play. But talk about really what you see and how, if your college asks you or people that don't really think that you can be successful at the next level, how would you say or how would you counter what they have to say about that?
I mean, people say my height is a disadvantage, but for me, I see it as an advantage. I really use my height to my advantage, as in my speed, being able to get around guys, and I really think height doesn't matter. It's about how much you can produce and how you can help your team to win.
Mm-hmm. That's big time. I think that's the key because you see so many of these guys that obviously can height maybe be an advantage to a lot of people, sure, but I think a lot of time at the end of the day you see so many people that are taller than you even that don't obviously pan out. Some guys don't go and get anywhere in life really in terms of basketball, but just being able to have the heart, the passion, and want to play is really what comes above all. As we've seen many guys like Isaiah Thomas, is like many guys that it doesn't matter. I mean, they can still put up NBA MVP numbers or they can become great high school, college players, whatever it may be.
Mm.
And then looking forward to the future, obviously in college upcoming seasons, really what's that process looking like? What colleges have shown interest in you? What's that looking like?
A couple D2, D3 schools have shown interest in me, and personally, I really don't care. D1, D2, D3, any level, college basketball is college basketball to me, and it really doesn't matter. Just to play at the college level is a blessing. So yeah, that's my take.
Without a doubt. And so let's jump in and talk about your AAU season. Obviously, you were able to go play with U-Ball undefeated. Talk about really what that was like and really how you guys grew as a team throughout the season.
It was great. We actually had a really good team. We bonded really well. We played really well together. And all the guys on that team, I feel like, can play at the next level. And we all can hoop, and it was really fun playing with all of them. Yeah.
No doubt. And prior to that, you also have played with other club teams throughout your career. So talk about really what it's been like throughout your entire high school career in terms of playing with club.
Club season. I've been playing that since as long as I can remember, and clubs are just fun because you put all the top guys together on the team and you get to compete. So just being able to play with a bunch of guys that are just as good as me or even maybe better. It's just really fun to play with those guys. Yeah.
No doubt. And one thing a lot of people always look at with you is that people always want to play alongside you. They look at you being one of the best leaders. There's been many articles, many things that talks about that just being a guy that's really the floor general that can help get a team into the offense and can get the best out of the players is a huge thing. So kind of talk about how you've kind of adapted and really learned that part of your game and really how you brought that onto the court and affected teams like with that.
I've always been like a fast pass first point guard, and to me, I like to see my teammates score just as I enjoy scoring myself, and being able to get the ball to people and have them score is it benefits any way I can benefit the team. I'll do it. So yeah, I basically just do anything I can to help the team win, and if it's me passing up shots to get other people a better shot, that's what it takes. So, yeah.
Exactly. And one part that really saw that was obviously when you guys were able to win state championship before. Talk about what that experience was like. Obviously going throughout a season, getting that championship game, and being able to come away with a ring. What was that like?
Yeah, it was. I really don't have the words to describe it because it was unbelievable. It was just so fun. It was a long season, but it was every moment of it I enjoyed, and the ring, it looked really nice. But yeah, after we won state, I really couldn't believe it. I thought it was unreal for maybe like a month or two. But it was just really fun playing with those guys. Yeah.
No doubt. And one thing that you just talked about was that it was a long season. Talk about, obviously, no one can just walk in and just win a state championship. Rather, you will come in as a favorite like Sierra Canyon. You come as an underdog. I mean, as we've already seen, many teams have upset or come close to upsetting Sierra Canyon. But talk about what it's been like going through an entire season and really how you take the steps to be able to achieve that final destination goal.
It's just basically one game at a time. You can't look too far in the future. You got to focus on the present. And for us, we just needed to win one game, literally one game at a time, and just keep moving. So that's exactly what we did, and we were able to get it done. And yeah.
That's big time. And now, obviously, throughout basketball, it's really just a sport of, obviously, it's great playing it, but there's so many connections you build throughout it, rather be with coaches, directors, but most especially is playing with your teammates and building friendships like that will last forever. So talk about really what it's been like and some of the guys that you created, really close friendships that you'll never, ever lose.
Basketball, I think most of my friends have come from basketball. I know so many people and came in contact with so many people through basketball, and it's just crazy how big basketball is, and it's just not just the sport, not just on the court, but outside of the court. It's bigger than that. You build so many connections, and yeah, it's just great.
Absolutely. And so also another thing is seeing other guys be able to live out dreams about maybe being able to go and commit to different colleges, rather be whatever level. But what it's been like seeing guys that you've grown up playing with go and commit and now live out the same dream you're looking forward to living out.
It's just great. I love seeing when my friends or my former teammates commit to colleges and be able to fulfill their dreams, and it makes me happy just as it makes them. So, it's great.
No doubt. And also before, when you were able to kind of grow up and you first got into the high school scheme, obviously a lot of people really fell in love with your game. You got really media famous. A lot of people started really watching your game and falling in love with that. Talk about really what it's been like getting that exposure, getting that media attention since you really were a freshman and how that's grown into being who you are now.
It really changed me because with all that media attention, it was great. My Instagram followers been going up, and I enjoyed it at first. I was really surprised, but yeah, I enjoyed it at first. But with all that, it comes with hate, and that really changed me, my perspectives on things, and I kind of had to adapt with like how I take the hate, and that just really made me a better person and made me realize a lot of things. So, yeah, I think it helped me for the better.
Absolutely. And there's different trials, things that God always puts in people's lives that you may not ever really recognize at the time. It might be a great thing, it might be a bad thing, but you look back at it, maybe it'd be a couple of weeks or a month or a couple of years, and you realize how that's helped grow you into the person you are, always like you just said, now being someone that knows how to take different kind of pressures from different people or different hate and helps you propel yourself for the future.
Everything I learned in my past, I'm just keep applying and try not to make the same mistake twice, and just keep adding and evolving.
Absolutely. And before I let you go, I was like wrapping up a couple different questions. The first one being, who in your life would you say has been your biggest role model?
Probably my parents, because just how hard they worked, and how much they've been able to care for me and provide for me, and I just want to do the same for my kids. So, yeah, it's probably my parents here.
Absolutely. I mean, God obviously puts different people in our lives that help us get to our goals and help guide us and keep us down the straight path that is in store for us. And that's just an awesome thing.
Mm,
No doubt.
definitely.
And I just want to appreciate you for coming on today. Obviously, best luck this upcoming season. I'm excited to see what you get done this year and obviously from here on out.
I appreciate you having me, and thank you for everything.
No problem, bro. God bless.
All right, you too.
I couldn't be more excited than to wrap up this episode with a 3-star combo guard who Ronnie Flores is called a bona fide sleeper. He's a leader and star player at Rainier Beach after leading Seattle Rotary this past summer in the EYBL. He's already taken unofficial visits to Portland State, Oregon State, along with others. As for Hoophall, he came away from Paul Biancardi's Hoophall standout list after having a star performance in Game 9 against Rancho Christian, where he put up 26 points, including 6 threes. He walked away with that what rivals called him one of the biggest kept secrets in the class of 2020. And Krista Peak also listed him and called him as the deadliest crossover to a 3 she's ever seen. So with that being said, I couldn't be more excited than to be able to welcome on John Hart. What's going on today, bro?
What's good, man? I'm chilling.
No doubt. So let's jump right in. Obviously, you came out to Arizona for Hoophall West and you put on a show. Talk about what that experience was like and really what the stage was like.
It was definitely a great experience for me and my team because we got a bunch of young guys and everybody's doubting us. So it was definitely great. It was definitely a great experience. So and I felt like we got better as a team from the first game we had played, and that was our second game of the season against Rancho Christian. So just getting to play against them and getting to play on that stage was just big for me and my team.
No doubt. And obviously for you coming into this, obviously you're a player that a lot of people see a lot of potential and see a lot of talent, and you clearly put that on a show and display. I mean, obviously there's not many teams you can really choose a better team really to go against other than having the number one player in the country, having another top 50 guy in Dominic Harris, and to be able to go out and put on a show is a huge thing for you and obviously rising your stock.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was a good opportunity getting to play against some guys like Dom Harris and Evan Mobley. Those two great players, and it was a good game and a great opportunity to play against them.
Without a doubt. And now kind of talk about what it's like seeing some of these companies and teams and really recruiters come out to you and talk about, obviously Paul Biancardi, obviously rivals. They're all highly regarded programs and highly regarded recruiting services. Talk about what it's like seeing that people are finally starting to notice how good you truly can be.
To be honest, it is a great feeling because I never had none of this stuff. And like a lot of times, I'm not like, a lot of other people who, I don't know how to really say it, but I be doing other stuff. So I wasn't really focused on basketball. And now that I am, it just shows that, like, I'm really working and just going to get to the top and get to where I need to be.
Without a doubt. And now since that big time performance, has there been any more interest start to pick up since then?
Yes, definitely. I got a couple more coaches calling me, text my phone, hit me up about some visits and stuff. So, yeah.
That's big time. Let's kind of talk a little about that now. Obviously, you've gotten a couple different unofficial visits, Portland State, Oregon State. Talk about really what your recruiting process is going like right now. What are the colleges that's interested? What do you like about them?
To be honest, I got a few colleges. I wouldn't say a lot, but it's a few. But they're all great programs. I would love to come on a few more visits. I've been to a few visits already, like Eastern Washington visit. That's lovely, lovely place. Oregon State, lovely place. Portland State, lovely place. Portland. Those are all lovely places. So it's just, it was just a good feeling, a good opportunity. But I'd love to get on some more visits and get more chances to meet the coaches and stuff.
Without a doubt. Obviously, it's all part of God's plan. I mean, you never know exactly when some stuff's going to happen. Obviously, some guys come into high school being stars, having offers, and some guys take past senior year. So, I mean, obviously, just waiting, and all you need is that one school you really need, because every kid can only pick one school they really want to go to. And so being able to pick that school and living out that path will be a huge thing.
Bro. Yes, sir. That's facts.
Mm-hmm. And so now talking about throughout the course of the next season, the rest of your season, obviously you guys have a big expectations to be able to still be a great team, and you want, like you said, you want to upset a lot of people and prove people wrong. But talk about your team and really how you guys are going to get that goal done, and really who's going to be able to step up alongside you to be able to get to that eventual goal.
To be honest, we just got to stay focused. As me being the oldest dude, I got to be a leader and help my young guys out and just make sure they always know what they're doing and stay on track and just stay focused and keep their heads up, because no matter what goes on, we got to stay focused as a team, because, like, bad teams playing silence, and we don't want that. So it's just I got a couple young guys like my guy Winston, my guy Yaya, my guy Hamza, Xavier. There's a few other dudes I can name, but they're playing big roles right now. So we just got to step it up and keep it going and stay focused, and we're gonna get that goal.
Absolutely. So now coming into your senior season, really how the game changed from last year heading into this year now?
To be honest, I didn't play last year, so I played about 2 games, but I averaged like 25, so it was a good feeling, and it's a very, like, I wouldn't say it's a very, like, it's a like kind of change. I don't know. It's like everything got a little like faster, but at the same time it didn't. But I'm gonna say I'm adjusting, and I'm just gotta just keep working, to be honest.
No doubt. And obviously, coming from Rainier Beach, it's a really big school that has a lot of talent. Obviously, we've seen guys like MarJon has been there before. Talk about really what it's like being able to live up to the expectations and knowing that there have been many talented players come from your guys' school and being able to become maybe the next great player from there.
Yeah, that right there, they talk about that a lot. Talk to us about that every day. So, it's like high expectations, and all my young guys know. So they just gotta keep doing what they do, and like as they get older, they're just gonna get better and better. So it'll be good.
Without a doubt. And obviously, one of the big statements about you is that we all saw that you probably have one of the most deadliest crossovers, deadliest pull-up games in all of high school basketball. And obviously, Christian Pierre went and made that statement about it, saying that he has one of the deadliest crossovers to a 3F she's ever seen. So talk about, really, is that your go-to move? Is that your favorite move to play and use in a game?
The crossover, yes, sir, guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna work every time. But yeah,
Absolutely.
That's my favorite move. Yeah.
So when did you first start to pick that move up, and really how did you develop into the move you have today now?
To be honest, I first started at like open gym, I want to say, like my sophomore year, because that's when I really started taking hooping serious and stuff. So I did it then, and I never, like, nobody could guard it after that, so I never stopped doing it. And then my guy Jamal, I work with him sometimes when he's like off from the league, and I text him, and he helps me out my game and my crossover and stuff. So ever since the sophomore summer, yeah, that's been it.
No doubt. I know I've had MarJon on before, and he kind of talked about that. Talk about like the brotherhood kind of formed out there, and really how it's like growing up and hanging out with each other, and really the basketball community out there.
To be honest, that's my guy. So it's that right there is lovely. Just seeing my guy, come from the hood and get to, move out and do his thing, keep hooping. And I'm at where I'm at right now at Beach, doing my thing. And I'm gonna see my brother when I get there. But that is good to see my brother on top though. He's doing his Dougie. He's gonna keep doing his Dougie and get to where he needs to go.
Mm-hmm. Without a doubt. And so kind of talk about more about this, like some of the guys that really have had a big impact on you in your life, being able to grow up now and become the player you've become today.
To be honest, a few people I would name. My mom. That's a very big impact in my life. My cousin, my uncle, my coach Tone, and my little brother and sister. To be honest, there's a lot of other people, but I don't want to name everybody. But everybody should know where they stand up. But that's the most important people, that helped me get to what I need to get to be honest.
Absolutely. And then another thing that you were able to participate with, obviously, was playing with the EYBL, playing with Seattle Rotary. Talk about what that experience was like and why you originally decided to go and play for them.
To be honest, because it was a good opportunity for me, and they called me down during the summer to come to tryouts and stuff. So, or not during the summer, but like a little bit for the summer. But called me for tryouts, and I came, tried out, did my thing, and I got picked, and it was just a good opportunity for me, to be honest. They took me in, told me I was gonna play, did what I needed to do, and got the looks I needed to get.
Absolutely. And so we'll talk about your teammates on the team. Really, who are some of the guys that you also really created a great bond with and you really enjoyed playing alongside?
To be honest, I would say Paulo, Nolan, Shane, my guy Chica, my guy JT. But mostly Paulo, Nolan, Shane, and yeah, them guys right there. Paulo's doing his thing. He's 5-star. Nolan Hickman, Eastside, and my guy Shane, he's at Eastside too. But yeah, those are main guys that I could say.
Absolutely. I mean, you're talking about another guy. Obviously, Paul is a guy that people are really starting to wake up to and see that he's a legit superstar that will be able to play for many, many years down the line, including in the NBA. So talk about just another key piece coming from your guys' area, being able to be another star player. Talk about really what it's like seeing all this talent start to come out.
It's good, and I'm not gonna lie, that's good that everybody's starting to take notice of the city and stuff. And yeah. My young bull, he's making his way to the top. He's only getting better. He's still young, and that's good though. He's number. I don't know what he is in the country, but that's good that he's making his way up there, and he's gonna keep going, keep putting on for the city.
Without a doubt. And obviously, a lot of people know that basketball is a sport that you create great connections with, rather it be through camps, teams, high school teams, whatever it may be. So talk about some of the guys that maybe we haven't talked about yet that really have had a big impact on you, guys you create great friendships with that will last forever.
To be honest, let me see, bro. I got a couple people. My guy Kenny's dad, he's a filmer for Alley White Productions and stuff. But he's a cool dude. He keeps me motivated and stuff, comes to my games, helps me out, A lot of people just don't hit you up and do that kind of stuff, though. So I would say him and my guy, Coach Tone. That's my guy right there. Mm-hmm. So those are two people I didn't name right there that helped me.
Without a doubt. And now, obviously, going back to talk about your next steps, obviously, throughout the rest of the season, is it maybe a simple goal or one goal that you really want to accomplish this upcoming season for you as a personal goal?
Yeah, to be honest, I just want to get my team to stay, because just get them there, it just show everybody that Beach was not weak, because we lost everybody last year, and we're supposed to have a down year, but we're doing pretty good. So I just want to make my team proud and the city proud and show that I really tried my hardest for my senior year.
No doubt. Are there any teams that you really are eyeing that you really are excited to go play against this year?
Yeah. Eastside Catholic, Garfield, Ingram, and to be honest, I would say every game, but those are the main games. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, always having those games that you want to play. I mean, obviously, rather it be rivalry games against top players is something that you always want to look forward to, because that's the spotlight that you always want to be able to shine and show the people that you can be the player you want to be.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. And then just talking about the basketball as a whole, obviously high school basketball has changed a lot, where you see a lot of guys transferring. Obviously, there's guys going from state to state, going to different opportunities for themselves, but you obviously decided to stay here and play for your senior year. So talk about what in that decision, and really why did you decide to stay at Rainier Beach?
Because it's home. I'm not going to lie, I love my mom too much. I'll never leave her, I'm not going to lie. So that's mainly the reason right there. And I just love being at home. My mom, my brother, and my sister, my cousin. And we just, it's a big family here, so it's just, I love it. And to be honest, a lot of that transfer stuff, bro, it's it's just politics, bro. A lot of people just feed into their friends and come play, like coaches and stuff. Like, that stuff's cool, but in the long run, like, a lot of it might not work out. So it's just, I'd rather just stay home and focus on what I know I could do. Like, because I wouldn't want to move out of state, have to, appeal. Like, that stuff's out. That's over.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I think, like you said right there, I mean, obviously for a lot of people, it could be a great scenario and it might work out great for them. But at the same time, I mean, whatever the situation is, it's their situation. But being able to stay close to family, because God obviously puts a family next to you and that can keep you down the right path. And being able to stay and represent your home, I mean, if there's different opportunities near your home, that's awesome too. But just being able to represent, that's a huge thing.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. And so going back to the college thing again real quick, And when you get there, really, what's something that you really look forward to, maybe off the court, that you really want to pursue down the line?
Probably not no head coach I don't want to do an assistant either, like I don't know, a shooting coach or something, like just that, like training coach or something, like, or trainer or something like that. That would be cool. I'll do something like that.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, you never know. I mean, God's got different paths, and at some point when he speaks, that's going to be the big time thing to go down.
Facts.
And before I let you go, I was like wrapping up a couple different questions. The first one being, who would you say in your life would be your biggest role model?
My mom.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, oh, and like a lot of, I don't know, bro. I don't model myself after nothing. It's just, that's my number one, like, everything priority. So it's just that that's my role model, my everything, to be honest. I don't got no dad in my life, so that's my mom.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, obviously, God puts at least always one person, and rather it be a family, a friend, or whatever it is that keeps you on your path and really helps you really go down the path that He wants. And I don't think there's really too many bonds, rather it be your brother and you, or rather it be your mom and you, that nothing can really beat those bonds. And that's just something that's always special that everyone cherishes.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. My final question I was like wrapping up with is, how would you say God's helped you to the point you're at today?
He's a good man, bro. I got baptized a few years ago, and I'm not gonna lie, the hoop stuff, bro, it's just been going good for me, so I know he's there.
Mm-hmm. No
Changed my
doubt.
life, to be honest. So I know.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, everyone's got special stories that he has lined up, and just being able to live through that's obviously an awesome thing. And seeing whatever your background story is, be able to get you to where you're at today, and anyone, it is an awesome thing.
Yes, sir.
Whatever, appreciate you taking time to come on today, my guy. Obviously, best of luck with this upcoming season, and obviously, I'm excited to see what you get done from here on out.
Definitely, bro. Good looking out for the call, my guy. Appreciate you, bro. For real.
No problem, bro. God bless.
Yes, sir.